bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Idress Wasi, and normally I fight middleweight, but I'm a journeyman. I'm from Sacramento, California. You see it. So I moved to Fusion in December because I'm a journeyman. And I was 15, 10, and 2 as an amateur. I won like 3 titles. I won the Camel middleweight title. And then I went pro, and I got a manager, and I fought for Bellator. And then my first paycheck, I looked at it, and it was percentage from this management, percentage from the team, and it left me with chump change. So after that, I was going through some battle issues, some personal issues, some depression. I fired my management, and I said, you know what? I'm finally getting paid to fight, so I'm gonna accept all fights and you see what happens. And I did that from about 2015 to 2017, 2 years. I fought about 30 times. And I just went head first, no training camps, and I fought a whole bunch of times and I lost.
So my question is, what made you transition from California to Fusion?
Well,
all the way on the other side of the country, man.
Well, I came to visit with my mom. She used to live down here. And when I came to visit, I wanted to train. And the only gym that I heard about in Florida was the Jungle, because Tom Lawler. But I went down there and I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the vibe, the energy. Then I tried another gym and I just wasn't feeling it. Someone told me to go to American Top Team. I go there, I meet Julian, and he was like, hey bro, I'm opening a new gym, slide through Saturday. I slid through Saturday and I fell in love with him. One of the best, humble killers you will ever meet in your life, Julian Williams. So when I came to his gym, I loved the way he did the sparring sessions, right into the grappling, and he didn't discriminate. Like people, I'm from Sacramento, so back home at Team Alpha Male, if you don't come from a wrestling base, you can't jump in with the professionals. You gotta wait, you feel me? But I feel like it's real cliquey back home. But when I met Julian and Phil, brothers too, they just embraced me with love. But at that time, I was already had a bad record. So, and I have a young daughter, so I couldn't really move out here. My daughter's 11 now, so I decided to come out here. But I just got some bad news, unfortunately, that the California Athletic Commission, they don't want to release my MMA license. So now, it leaves me stuck like Chuck, but that's okay, because I'm about to enter into a new realm of bare knuckle.
So mentally, where does that put you, where you want to fight, but they've got a hold of your license? What does that do to you mentally? Does that stop you? Just how do you feel?
Mentally, it makes me want to just take the shirt off and go home and get a job and be average Joe. Because I don't have a future in MMA. It's like the NBA draft every night. Like every time I go to fights, I see people jumping up in the cage, winning. Guys I know I can smoke in practice, they're winning, getting UFC shots, and I'm just sitting here like, damn, another one bites the dust. But there's high hope, because bare knuckle is something that I always felt like I would do extremely well in. At the end of the day, it's one-on-one, to me, it's one-on-one fades. It's a little bit of boxing, but at the end of the day, it's mano to mano. You feel me? People taking gloves off, go bare knuckle, and I think I'll do well because, number one, I got heart, and I got a hard head. I ain't never been dropped, and I think I'll do well. So what I'm gonna try to do is go back to California, get my boxing license, and then focus on bare knuckle, and then a couple Muay Thai fights, and see what happens.
So with that transition from now to then, are you immediately going to California, or are you just gonna?
I think I'm gonna go soon, so I can hurry up and get my license before the year ends, because my birthday is December 11th and it's a Saturday. I know for a fact there's gonna be fights somewhere on a Saturday, so I would love to fight on my birthday.
Leaving, are you still going to be representing Fusion?
I'm a rep Fusion forever, because it's, like I said, I fell in love with it. It's the first gym. I've been to a lot of gyms. Like, I have a name back home. I've been to a lot of gyms, because if I didn't like it, I'm dipping, you feel me? But when I came here, I love the energy. I love the guys here, some good sparring partners, and I hope you get some footage of me and Machida sparring, because Lyoto Machida is my favorite fighter. I've been watching him since I was 19. A lot of people don't know, I became a diehard fan first. I used to catch the bus to Hooters to watch every UFC fight from 2009 to now. Now I got a whip for me. But I didn't miss a fight for like 10 straight years. It's hard to keep up now.
How does that make you feel when you're in Fusion and you're training with all those high-level fighters? You've got Lyoto Machida, Mike Perry, you have Philly Fresh.
It makes me feel sad, because I fuck myself up in these fights, excuse my language, because when I spar with these guys, I'm doing well. Like, I did a round with Machida, and I took him down, and I wrestled in the garbage. Sorry to say, I took him down, and it made me think, like, damn, if I had more of a better mindset, I could definitely be in the UFC. I could definitely be a top guy. But when I used to fight, I used to kind of like break sometimes. Like I really feel like my biggest downfall, I hate to say it, but was that, you know, a woman I was with, she wasn't really supportive. And when I was in there, I'm thinking about her, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that, and I'm not letting loose. In sparring, you know, give me a little coffee in, I get my little movement, and you know, I feel like I can be one of the best in the world.
So with that mentality, somebody might be watching you. What is the advice mentally or where you're at for fighting? What do you give somebody that's younger if they were watching you? What would the advice?
I'm gonna give you the best advice. There's the guy in there that stopped coming to the gym for 3 months because he had a girlfriend. I seen him, I said, "Girl, where you been at?" He was like, "Oh, I had a girl." I was like, "What the fuck?" My biggest advice is this: if you're with a girl and she said, "Oh, baby, don't go to practice today," leave that bitch right away. That bitch is bad news. That's a red flag. That bitch is nothing but gonna bring you down. You feel me? That's the number one. Don't let no one stop your dream. And I gotta do a shout out to Max Griffin. And I hope you put this in the interview. Max is one of the dudes that he used to show up with his wife and his kid and train. And I used to hear from other people that his wife didn't like him train so much because Max would get it in. He worked 40 hours. He'll come to multiple different gyms to get it in. And his wife didn't like it at the time. And he said, someone told me, he said, "Look, honey, this is my dream. Either you with it or you not." And he's not with her no more. And now he's with a woman that supports him, got a beautiful family, and he's one of the best in the world, just to be Carlos Condit. So honestly, I look up to guys like Max Griffin, Fluffy. I look up to Phil. You know, Phil was 0-2, and look at him now. When I first met Phil, I used to beat his ass in sparring, and every year I came back, he was a sponge. He got better and better and better, listened to the right coaches, and now look at him. The boy's a superstar.
I always ask this one question: what is propelling you? What is the fire that's driving you to still want to fight?
What's driving me to still want to fight? I feel like, man, I don't have much talents, but I know I have heart, and I love it, and I need it. If I didn't have fighting, who knows where I would be? I'd probably be 300 pounds, because I didn't gain 40 pounds since I used to fight at middleweight. And if I didn't have fighting, I would probably be a fucking truck driver or something. But this keeps me motivated. It keeps me feeling good, you know what I'm saying? And I just love it. I love to throw them, you know, I love to fight.
Do you have any fighters other than Lyoto that you look up to? Do you have like a style that you kind of emulate, or do you have your own?
I love, honestly, my favorite fighter is Machida, but lately, well, not lately, for the last decade, I like Jose Aldo. So my style is I like to stay in the pocket and throw a nasty body shot, a leg kick. I would throw leg kicks, but last week I messed my leg up. But that's my style. Come forward. I'm not really into the bob and weave and pivot. I'm not into that boxing. I'm not into that shit. I'm into going forward, eat a punch, give a punch.
All right. So, like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but this interview has been good. Pro sparring is getting ready to start. So, catch up with you at the end of this.
Yep, on my mama though. We'll see how we do it though. Good looking, ready? Oh, I feel great. What's up with my?